Hello everyone, welcome to the Evil Empire. I'm your host, Evil Empire, and this week's feature is Mono Blue Storm. So this deck comes to us from Twitter user Quixotical. This person's list was definitely based on Ali Warfield's list, so definitely check her out on Twitter at Mythic Meebo, on Twitch at Mythic Meebo. This deck came to us from her deck list ultimately, and it's basically a combo deck that's trying to leverage the combo of Emery plus Paradox Engine. So if you have Emery and Paradox Engine out at the same time, you get to have infinite Emery triggers. You can just keep playing things out of your library for as long as you have mana. And if you can get two Mox Ambers going where you have one cycling through the graveyard, you can actually just make infinite mana as well. And add to that something like a Chromatic Sphere, you just draw your whole deck. So these little combos add up to something quite impressive when you're able to get them going. So that's sort of the artifact package in the deck. Is Mox Amber is the really key 0 mana but also makes mana artifact in this deck. Ornithopter as a 0 mana trigger to let us make a bunch of Thopters with Psy, or just to have another artifact to cast out of the graveyard with Emery to get triggers off of the engine. Tormod's Crypt, a little bit of graveyard hate, and also just another 0 mana artifact. Chromatic Sphere to draw cards, make mana. Golden Egg you could definitely substitute Mind Stone for, but I think in this deck it's really mostly a cantrip, and Mind Stone does cost 3 mana to cantrip because you have to pay 1 to sacrifice it. So Golden Egg just drawing a card off of the 2 mana really was more preferable, I think, was why the deck builder chose this. Whir of Invention is something that gets really crazy when you have artifacts out on the board that you can use to use Improvise and go get something that you need, either an Inspiring Statuary if you want to do X equals 3. You could get Etherflux Reservoir with it for X equals 4. And what I pulled off recently was X equals 5, because I had Psy out and I was using Psy to make a bunch of Thopters, and I had a bunch of artifacts out, so I could use Improvise pretty easily to go get Paradox Engine for X equals 5. The really key card from Historic Anthology 4 that's going to make this deck a little bit more competitive than it was prior, although I don't think it's all the way up to the highest competitive level yet. I think it's probably still a tier 3 deck. But Inspiring Statuary, giving our non-artifact spells Improvise, allowing us to cast things like Paradoxical Outcome for just a single blue mana, and we pick up all of our cheap artifacts, our 0 mana artifacts, and we get to play them again and get a bunch of Master Thopterus triggers and win the game that way, or just use those triggers to untap Paradox Engine, to untap our Mox Amber with Paradox Engine. So this deck definitely has some serious combo potential, and even something as simple as like use Inventor's Fair to go get your second Mox Amber to go infinite on mana. There's little backdoors and tricks built into the deck that allow it to be a really fun and pretty consistent combo deck. It was really kind of cool to see how often it comes together. Sometimes you also need to use Baral's expertise to really set the opponent's board back. This is really an especially good card against like the Selesnya Coco Angels deck, the one that has Righteous Valkyrie, and that one, because it just is usually trying to play like one creature a turn. If you can get them really hard on turn 4 with Baral's expertise, maybe a turn 5 Baral's expertise if you have to kind of wait and you don't get to use Mox Amber to accelerate, because sometimes you just don't have the legendary creature with Mox Amber, so you can't use it as an accelerant. But you get them with Baral's expertise on 4 or 5, and they really have a hard time setting up again. They need to have all their creatures played back out, so they have to play out their Bishop of Wings again, play out their Righteous Valkyrie again. So they do get some advantage from doing that, like they get to gain life from it, but we don't really care about their life total because we're just going to be doming them for 50 with Aetherflux Reservoir in the end anyway, so they can have whatever high life total they want. We're just going to be able to get them when we storm off. So that's why people have referred to Paradoxical Outcome decks as storm decks, because the finishing move is Aetherflux Reservoir, and you just keep casting spells, gaining life until You just basically dome them for 50. So that's the deck. It's playing a bunch of islands. It's playing 4 Mystic Sanctuary. That is Mythic Meebo's addition to the deck, using Mystic Sanctuary to go get Paradoxical Outcome. And you could also use it in this version to go get Whir of Invention again. But I don't think you really need to use Whir more than once. And, even the inclusion of Whir of Invention is an interesting one. It doesn't really combine well with Inspiring Statuary, so that's one thing. It already has Improvise. I mean, it works fine, right? Like, you can use Inspiring Statuary to use Improvise on it, to basically use this to go grab whatever you want. But one thing that does work really well together is Inspiring Statuary with your Paradox Engine. You can tap Paradox Engine to basically make mana with the improvisability on Inspiring Statuary. So you're tapping it to make mana and then untapping it. You can continue to do that and improvise things out like these Planeswalkers or Paradoxical Outcome. So it's a pretty sweet deck, a really awesome combo, and we're going to be playing it this week, not in ranked for a change. The first time that we're not going to play ranked on the feature. We'll take a little spring break away from ranked for this week, and I'm going to play it in the Historic Shakeup Week 1, and we'll see how that goes. So the ban list for that will be up on the screen for you here to take a quick look at as we move into something a little bit different, a little shakeup. So we're not playing ranked this week, but we are playing the Historic Shakeup. So I hope you enjoy the games, and we'll see you in the next one. Alright, this hand is garbage. This is much better. Yeah, so we'll put back one to the side because obviously we can't use both of them. Our opponent's on some kind of Yorion build. Gonna hold on to Chromatic Sphere, play it out when I play outside. Alright, 2 mana Golden Egg. Draw a card. Opponent untaps their Ketria Triome. Plays black mana, so 4 color. No white. Okay, put down Psy. Obviously the Mox Amber was a good draw. And we get to play out the Chromatic Sphere because Mox Amber is live. Alright, well, if it's like a Yorion enchantments thing, then Brawl's expertise is not looking great because it doesn't hit enchantments. It only hits artifacts or creatures. Alright, so they're going to get their Foretell on. Get that sweet, sweet advantage from the Foretell that they did on the last turn. Okay, 2 bottom, you love to see it. 2 bottom, you'll love to see it. Fabled Passage, crack it. For blue mana. It's a cool island that looks like the background from the Prismatic Bridge, I think. Alright, so Golden Egg. Make another Thopter with Psy. Okay, Karn Scion is a good draw. I like Karn Scion in this deck. It really has a good beatdown angle. Because the artifact tokens get big. Yeah, just leave the Chromatic Star up. Just in case I want to draw off that. And also leave up the activation on Psy in case I want to draw off that. What do you got, OP? You got Essica's Chariot in the go. Oh, okay. So that's going to be on our side, so why don't we just draw with it? Leave our Thopters there, because we know they're going to pick odd. It's about as obvious as the nose on my face. Alright, so they're going to choose odd when they're finally good and ready. Here we go. Yeah, so here comes Karn. Now, Mox Amber is no longer alive. So let's make a token.
Some solutions must be built.
6/6 tokens, pretty good. What do they got for that? They got something for that, probably. Okay, binding for the Karn. Oh, for the not Karn. Alright, that might have been... I don't know. That feels like a mistake to me, but... What do I know? We're going to minus again on Karn.
Awaken!
Play out the engine. Just get that piece in place. Alright, so binding lets them search for a forest. They get another Ketria Triome. Fable Passage crack it for a swamp. Don't tase me with Shadow's Verdict. Don't tase me, bro. Okay, so that we can handle. Blood Chief's Thirst on that means they don't have Sweeper. Okay, so full price Behold. One top, one bottom. Plus on Karn.
Are you certain of your decision?
Alright, that's pretty good. Just need the Emery now. So, I might get a Wishclaw Talisman here.
I will defend my ally. I will rid you of your corruption.
Now, I won't be able to play it this turn, the Wishclaw, but I'm pretty sure it's the right choice here. Yeah. So, I'll just play out this other Chromatic Sphere. And next turn we'll do some fetching up with Wishclaw. Hopefully our Karn lives. So we need them to not be able to activate it when we give it to them. The Wishclaw Talisman is going to be a bit of a sticky wicket, bit of a hot potato, you know? No, don't you look at my Karns. Don't you look at them. Thinking about what? Which one they want to kill.
Not every fight can end in victory.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Ooh, that's Emery. Give us Emery. No? Okay. Draw off a sphere. Oh my, that was a very good draw. Because that's going to get us our Emery.
I advise that this will aid us.
There's Emery. Alright, now, does she survive the turn cycle? The signs point to no. Signs point to no. We can definitely play out this Wishclaw. Because we have so much Mox Amber mana right now. Not going to activate it because I don't want to give it to them unless I have Karn the Great Creator out. Really want Karn the Great Creator especially to be a 4-of in this deck. I could see Karn Scion being like a 2-of, but... Oh, why? Don't tase me. Don't tase me. Come on. You gotta tase me like that, opponent. Your life total was at 5. You have plenty of life points. Oh. That's the one. That's the one that makes it so they can't activate Wishclaw.
Our actions determine the course of history.
Alright, go get what we want. This combo piece. Play it out. We've got like a million Mox Amber, so whatever. Like, if this survives, we have infinite mana. If it survives, which is unlikely. I have to admit, in my great optimism.
There is great power in the things you make.
Alright, what to fetch with Karn the Great Creator?
My grief fuels my mission.
Aetherflux Reservoir feels like the fetch here. That's like the last combo piece that we'll need. I mean, the Cosmos Elixir is tempting just because they're not pressuring my life total, so it would start drawing cards after a couple turns. Alright, let's play out this Reservoir just because I can. Alright, there's Ether Flux Reservoir, and all the combo places are in peace for infinite mana next turn. Just have to avoid getting tased here, which, you know, seems unlikely. Come on, just let Emery live. Nothing bad will happen, I swear. You can trust me, opponent. It's fine. There's nothing wrong here. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Are they finally out of... Oh, just the chariot. Well, I have exactly the thing for those kitties. We're just gonna return them to hand. I knew I was holding onto this Baral's expertise for a reason. Oh, and I can also paradoxical off of it. I can cast the paradoxical for free off of it. Watch this. Alright, so that gone, that gone. This back to my hand. Because note that it's owner's hand, right? It goes back to owner's hand. It does go back to my hand. Okay, I'm going to do this for free. This can come back. Oh, but opponent, come on. Come on, I was just starting to have fun. Yeah. Yeah, this seems fine. I mean, really what you're looking for in your opener is Emery. Emery is the key. She lurks in the lock and makes the whole deck tick. That's why people are so obsessed with killing Emery out of the Paradox Engine combo decks generally, is because she's the one. She's the one that makes problems happen for opponents. Alright, so Emery is super dead here, I imagine. They're never gonna let it live. Never in a million years are they gonna let Emery live. Okay, as predicted. Statuary. So, you know, with any luck we get to outcome for a single blue mana next turn. So, okay, never mind. All the shock. Shock and awe. No, yeah, they didn't ban Steamkin, did they? Nope. Alright, well, this is going to be a terrible paradoxical outcome. Just one, just for one. I can't even afford to pick up the Inspiring Statuary. Alright, well, that's something. That's a thing that I've drawn, but it's not the best. Obviously, it's not live. Alright, so now they just like deal us a bajillion D damage, right? Yeah, so there's 2, and here's 4 more. Down to 12. Feels bad. Yeah, this outcome is doing nothing for me. Draw me like 2 cards. It's basically a divination right here, right? Yeah, okay, I don't have enough to play. Yeah, I don't have enough to play Psy. I don't have the mana to be able to play Psy. So yeah, that's the danger of this deck, right? Is just get run over by aggro. And that's why it's not good. That's why it's a fun deck and not a good deck. Yeah, this is fine. This will be fine. We'll make it work. We'll draw the other pieces, and the Whir is pretty good. Genuinely. Like, we have the mana for Whir at this point, so... try to get that going. Alright, so lay this stuff down because there's no reason to hang on to it. So, Mox Amber, Ornithopter. Say go. Okay. Yeah, I guess you got me there. Spent 1 mana to take out my 0 mana card. Yep. Oh wow, what an aggressive start. Okay. There we go. Another one. You can deal with this. Here, have this O2 to deal with. Not gonna block. And it's still gonna go. Okay. Well, that feels pretty bad, but what can you do? At least they're wasting burn on creatures. That's really ideally what we want. We don't want the burn going to face. Yes. Alright, Emery for 1. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, not the greatest mill, but Chromatic Sphere is pretty good. Definitely take a Chromatic Sphere out of there. Nope, we got nothing. They're running out of cards here. Are they going to have a refill? Are they going to kill Emery? Don't kill Emery. Yes! Emery lives. We're on 8, but Emery lives. Alright, this is tough. How am I going to live through this turn? Karn's got to happen, I think. Because I need it to happen, right? Can't really. I can only whir for like. I can whir for 3 if I play something out of the graveyard. Is that the best play? I want to play Karn though. I think the best play is just whir for 3. Like play it out of the graveyard with Emery. Here we go. Play the Ornithopter out. Okay, so now we can whir for 3. Get Statuary. And when I get my next turn, if I'm still alive, maybe be able to go off with infinite mana. Come on, no burn, no burn, no burn. Yes! Oh my goodness. That was the most crucial mountain of the game. Right. So, make mana with Mox Amber. Play second Mox Amber. Now, Whir of Invention to get Paradox Engine. So, Whir for 5. Yep. Yep, and now we've got the infinite mana combo in place. And the game is deterministic at this point. It's just it's gonna happen at some point. It's just a matter of can I click the number of times that I need to click. Oh yeah, we got all the combo pieces in place here. We got Statuary working together with Engine. We've got the infinite mana with Emery, so just keep clicking through it. And then here comes the next Mox Amber. And here comes Karn. Make sure I tap that first, so everything else will untap like I want.
I have faced worse than the likes of you.
And he'll grab the last combo piece.
This world.
And now we just need to make a bunch of mana to get the Aetherflux Reservoir online. So that shouldn't take much time at all. We're probably just a few steps away here. Why don't we do this in the meantime, because why not? Pick up the Karn as well. I mean, I have infinite mana, so it's like whatevs. Cool. Alright, so drew land. Land's good. Play this. Tap it for mana. Play Ornithopter. Tap it for mana. Play Karn again.
I battle for the forces of good.
I don't think I had to do that, but it's fun to do it. Play out the Mox Amber, and now it's just a matter of time. Like, we might as well pick up Karn and just cast everything, because it, like, makes the number of spells that we had, like, our storm count goes up, so it's not totally useless. It's just, we could have done the same thing with casting Mox Amber a bunch of times. We've probably cast almost 20 spells this turn, so now's a good time to just keep gaining some life with the Reservoir. Alright, that's a 16 spot real quick. So now we'll gain 17 life. Cast almost 20 this turn. 17 life. Okay, that's directly 50. And one more, and we should be able to dome them for the full amount that we need. Yep. 68. Oh, one short. One short. And then, yes. Alright, excellent. Victory is mine. And that's how it's done, people. That's how you do that combo. That's how you do that infinite mana combo. Opponent had a few burn spells, but wasn't enough. Wasn't quite enough burn. They drew land at just the wrong time. So, that's game.